Okay, you guys, so I'm just getting here to the edge. I'm right on top of where the groups are, okay? So we did the 7, 1 chain, we skipped a space, did the 7 double crochet, 1 chain, skipped a space, and again, and again, and again, and again. So just before we hit the group, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, let's recap that again. So 1 square, 2 square, 3 square, 4 square, 5 square, and 6 square. Because here we have the first group. So we've done 2, 4, 6. Our 6th double crochet falls on top of the second, where we need to add 1 more double crochet. So what are we going to do? We're still going to add that double crochet on the same space, which is the second double crochet here. So we're still increasing. So now we have our 7. We'll be doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're on our second double crochet, 6, and 1 more on the same space. So that's 7, 1 chain. Did I do 1 chain? No, of course not. Oh, good God. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1 chain, skip a space into the next one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're on our first double crochet of the group. We're going to add 2 on this one, so that's 5, 6 on the same space, and the next space, 7. 1 chain, skip a space into the next one. So 1, 2, 3. We're on our 4th double crochet, but we're on our second group. So we're going to add 1 more here. So that's 5, 6, and 7. 1 chain, again, skip a space into the next one. So we're always adding where we have the groups of 2, always adding on the second double crochet of the group. So we skipped a space. We're on our second one here. So we have 3. We're going to add 1 more here. 4, 5, 6, and 7. 1 chain, skip a space into the next one. Whoops, good God, my hands sometimes they just don't want anything. So we're on our first group. On our second one, we're going to add the 2 together. So that's 3 already. 4, 5, 6, and 7. 1 chain, skip the first one. We're into the second double crochet of the group. So we're going to add 2, 1, and 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. One chain. So we have to skip the first one here, which is the second one of the group. We're supposed to do the adding, right? So 2, 4, 6, 7. So we're going to skip this one into the next one. We're going to add 2 together, okay? Because we were supposed to add on the second one here. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So my 7th one ended up on the second double crochet. And then the rest is one per each. Now, so we're going to have, let me just look at it. So we started with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we added. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, I'm just going to go back one space again where we are on the first double crochet here of the group. I'm going to add one more in here to have the right amount. We're going to skip the second one because we have to skip a space and continue on with the double crochets, one per space. Okay, so 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we added just before the end. Okay, I'll meet you at the other edge so you don't get confused. I'll meet you here when it's time to do the adding again. Okay, so I'm here almost at the edge. Now we had 6 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squares before we headed into where the groups are, and we started adding them at the groups just the same. Okay, so we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So we'll have 7 squares at the edge of the corner. Okay, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, the same thing as we have on this side here. Now we did our 7, one chain. We're going to skip one. We're going into the first double crochet of the group. On the second one we're adding 2, so that's already 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. One chain. We're skipping the first double crochet into the second. We're adding 2 together. So no different than what we did on the other side. I don't know if I have to go to video 2 for this, depending on how much memory it's taking out of my cell phone. So 2, 4, 6, and 7. One chain. Again, we're going to skip the first one here. Now, because the first one here ends up on the second double crochet, we're gonna add one more here on this space right after the second double crochet, because we're supposed to increase, remember? So 3, 4, 5, 6. We're on this on the second. So I'm going to add, so 2, 4, 6. I'm going to add one more here on the first double crochet. So we have 7. One chain, skip the second double crochet. We're going into the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the second double crochet, 6, and one more in the same space, 7. One chain, skip a space into the next space. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going into the second double crochet, so I'm going to add 2, 5, 6, and next space 7. One chain. I'm going to skip a space. I'm into the next one. 1, 2, 3. I'm on the second double crochet. 4 and 5. And I'm going to add 2 more here. 6 and 7 on my last one. And close it in with slip stitch. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So now we have the 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we have the 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 before we hit the corner again with 7. So we'll have 6 squares on this side, 6 on this, and 7 on both sides, both corners, okay? If you need to back off the radio, my goodness, sorry people, my brains, the video, then go ahead and slow it down and take notes down here with the closed caption, okay? Okay, you guys, so we're going into the next row. So I'm going to do the walk. I call it the walk with the slip stitch into the next chain, double crochet. So, and one more, 1, 2, 3, into the third one. So we're going to go into the third double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. Next space, double crochet. Next space, double crochet. I'm going to do one chain. I'm coming into the last double crochet here and double crochet, one chain. So we're building little 3 little blocks of square here, okay? One chain. We're going to skip the first one and into the second one. So 1, 2, and 3. I actually prefer it with 4. Be patient with me, please. Sometimes, you know, we got to go back and forth on this. Okay, so I skipped 3. I don't want to skip 3. I'm going to skip only on my second one. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. No. So I'm going to go to my second one here. One, 2, and 3. Next space. Double crochet, next space. Double crochet, and next space, double crochet. So we're going to do 4 double crochets. One chain. I'm coming into the last one here with double crochet. One chain. Coming into the next one here, 1 double crochet. One chain. I'm skipping a space and I'm going into the third space. 1, 2, actually, I don't know why I keep doing this to myself. I'm just, crazy this way. I have to do the same thing as that one, so I'm not paying attention. I'm sorry about that. Going to the third one. Sorry, people. 1, 2. I'm going to do 2 double crochet, 2 chain. For some of you, use 3 chain. I'm going to do 2 inside of the same space. So now I have 3. Into the next one, I have 4. 1 chain. Into the first double crochet. That's why it's always good to look ahead before you create anything. I wasn't concentrating. I have to do the same thing as that. Skip 1 into the next one. 1 double crochet. On the next space, 2 together. On the next space, 1 alone. So we're creating 3 blocks of squares with 4 double crochet. 1 chain. Into the last one. 1 chain. For some of you, if it's too tight for you, if it's pulling too much, do 2 chain instead of 1, okay? And skip a space, skip 1 double crochet here, and into the next one. Double crochet. In the center here, we're going to do 2 together. And 1 double crochet alone. 1 chain coming into the last one here. Okay, so we're doing it like this, and I'll meet you at the corner. So we pretty much reached the corner. Nothing changes. We're still doing the same thing. Into the second one, we're doing 2 together. And 1 on the next space. 1 chain coming into the last double crochet here. 1 chain. If you find that it pulls too much, especially here on the corners, then do 2 chain separation. Next space, 2 together. Next space, 1 alone. Okay, so we're just repeating everything the same way as we've been doing all the way around. Okay, nothing changes. And I'll meet you at the end. So I've reached the end. I've closed in with a slip stitch. And now I'm going to do 1, 2 chain for some of you, 3 on the next space. I'm going to do 2 double crochets. We're going to have groups of 6 double crochets on these 4 double crochets we just finished doing. So 2 together. Next space, 2 more together. So that would equal 5 double crochets already. And the next space, 1 alone. So chain 2 or 3 for some of you on the first double crochet. Next space, 2 together. Next space, 2 together. 1 alone. 1 chain. We're creating the 3 little groups of squares here again. 1 chain on top of the double crochet with double crochet. 1 chain, and again 1 double crochet. So now we have the 3 little squares on top of the little squares. Next space, 2 together, creating the 6 groups again of the double crochet. Next space, 2 together again, and on the last space doing 1 alone. We're going to repeat this all the way around, and then we're going into the red. So if you're changing colors, then we're going to cut the thread right after this row. So create your 1 chain again. We're creating the little 3 squares on top of the squares from the previous row. So very simple. Next space, 2 together, creating the groups of 6 double crochet. Next space, 2 together, and next space, 1 alone. Okay, So I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so we pretty much finished that row. I'm going into the red. So we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 rows of the white, and I'm going into my 10th row. So I'm going to start right here on the first, just right after the corner, on the first one here, where we have the double crochets. I'm coming in and doing a double crochet here so I can tie it up the edge up here, and I'm doing 6 double crochets, 1 per space. So I have 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, of course, this row is a little bit touchy because sometimes you don't get the hook right away through it, so it's a question of practice. So you're going to turn once. We're going to go into the first square here, and you have to bring it up to the same size as the double crochet. So we do twice. We come into the second square down here, pull it up, make sure you have it at the right size. We're going to come on the first square here, so we don't work these 2 squares here in the middle. Okay, so stretch it up, don't be afraid. Okay, we're coming and working on these 2 here, so we're going into the second square, and let's not forget the first square here, and we must get the thread through it on all of them. So take your time with it. Turn your hook downwards so it doesn't come out of place. Sometimes you can get it one shot, and sometimes, well, you have to pull a little bit through it because it gets stuck. So mine is a little bit stuck here. I'm going to try to find my thread here in between. So I found my thread. So now I've pulled through it, I think. I hope I didn't. I better restart that again just to make sure that it's not lost somewhere. I know sometimes it's, you get in one shot, and sometimes it takes a little bit of time. But, end result is very nice. Okay, so 1, 2. The second square, 2. And coming into the first square here, and give it a nice stretch. And then to the other square. And then onto the first square here. Okay. Hold it together. I almost had it, but it escaped from one of them here. So I'm going to try to grab it here. So I have it here. I make sure I get it into the middle thread and not just the one thread. Okay, so pull through. So I managed to pull through, and I'm going to close it in with a slip stitch. Now, check the back that you didn't forget any of the threads here. It's very important, or else everything's going to come apart. And I forgot to do 2 chain here. So we're supposed to do 2 chain. I forgot about it. I'll do it now. I'm not going to take it down. Either 2 chain or 1 chain for some of you. I'm going to do a 1 chain and do my double crochet. So we're going to create the groups of double crochet again. Okay, but if your stitch is too tight, do your 2 chain right after you closed in that I call it chicken feet. I don't know why. Every time I look at it, it reminds me of chicken feet. Crazy is that? So I did my 6 double crochets, and I'm repeating the pattern again. I stretch my thread here or I'm going to have a hard time with it. So stretch your thread, 2, coming into the second one, 2, coming into the first square, stretch it well, give it a nice stretch so it doesn't buckle up. And don't forget you have to come into the first square here. Okay. Well, this one just slipped right through it. Okay. Not bad. And close it with slip stitch. And I gotta make sure that they're all taken in from the back. And I forgot to do, did I do my 1 chain? I can't even remember, but anyway, 1 chain. You're supposed to do 1 chain at the beginning. I don't think I did my 1 chain again. I must have forgotten it again. Okay, no issues. I'm not taking it down because of 1 chain. So 1 chain at the beginning, 1 chain at the end. I don't know why I keep forgetting it. I guess I'm just, anxious to get that chicken feet done, right? 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1 chain or 2 chain for some of you. 1 and 2. And it's going to be repeatedly the same way all the way around. 1 and 2 into the second one. 1 and 2. It looks all bulked up, but once you've done it, it will get into place because you're giving it that nice stretch. Okay. So I managed to get mine right through it. So it's a question of getting that technique going. Once you have the technique going, you're okay with it. 1 chain, and then come back and do your double crochet. And look, even on this side looks beautiful. You see that? Okay, so we're going to repeat this all the way around. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so we pretty much closed in with a slip stitch. I did 2 chains. For some of you, 3 chains. So double crochet, next space, another double crochet. On the 3rd space, we're doing 2 together. Next space, 2 together again. Okay, next space, 1 alone. And next space, 1 alone. Inside of the space that we have 1 chain, we're doing 2 inside of this space. Next space beside it where we have 1 chain, we're creating 2 again. 1 and 2. In top of the double crochet, 1 double crochet. Next space, 1 alone. So on your 3rd one and the 4th one is 2 together. Okay, we're going to have a total of 12 double crochets. So 2 together. Next space, 1 alone. And next space, 1 alone. 2 inside of the space where we have 1 chain. And on the next space right after, 2 together. So if you look at it properly, we have 2, 1 alone, 1 alone, that's 4, 2 together 6, 2 together 8, 1 alone 9, 1 alone 10, and inside of the space 2 together, that's 12. Okay, so we're going to repeat this all the way around the same way, and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, you guys, I pretty much reached the end again. We're almost done. We're almost there. We have like 3 rows. So we've closed in, and we are on our 3rd double crochet here. So we're going to walk over. I call it the walk with a slip stitch to the 5th double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain 2 or chain 3 for some of you. I'm going to do another double crochet in here, so that's 2. Next space, 2. Next space, 2. And the next space, 2. Double crochets on the same space. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8. Now if you realize we're on our 5th one from this end too. So that means 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to hook right in the center between both of them there. Okay, so chain 2, come into the center, right in the middle. And close it in with single. Chain 2 again. We're going to skip 1, 2, 3, 4 on the 5th one. We're going to proceed again with 2 double crochets. Next space 2. So we're going to have a total of 8 again. Same thing as the doilies. So same stitch, just different pattern, right? 2, 4, 6. One more. 7 and 8. Now again, chain 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, right on the center is your 5th one. So just like that. Okay, so we're going to do this like that all the way around. I'll meet you at the end. Okay guys, so we pretty much finished doing the 2 chain. Now for some of you, I should have mentioned it from the start, if you find that it's too tight, then do 3 chain instead of 2. There's no difference on it. So I'm going to go up chain 2 and 1 more for turning. For some of you that have a very tight stitch, chain 3 and 1 more for turning. So that would be chain 4. Okay, 1 chain separation. We're going right on top of the double crochet from the previous row with 1 chain separation, and we only have 1 more row after this, which is the peacock row in white. So then if you're changing colors, you can cut the thread or yarn, whatever you're using, right off of here and go into whatever color that you're using. Okay, so 1 chain separation, and we're going to do the double crochet over double crochet, 1 per space. Okay, we're going to come in to where we have the single here and close it in with a single. Again, coming in to the first double crochet and 1 double crochet, 1 chain separation. We're going to repeat this all the way around the same way, and then cut the thread, the yarn, and go into the white to do the last row with the peacock. Okay, so very simple, nothing to it. Straight into the single with a single, and again continue to create our double crochet, and 1 chain separation between them. So do your row and I'll do mine, and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, you guys, we are in the last row and we're almost done with this beautiful table runner. And I have this backwards, so let's not get this backwards. So we're doing the picot. For some of you that don't like the picot, you can just do the single crochet. Okay, so you can grab pretty much anywhere you would like. It doesn't change anything. So, single. Trying to hide my thread at the same time. 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to come in between these two here, where I just did my single, and close it in. And one, two, and three. Let me see if I got this right. Come in. And do a single. And come into the next double crochet. Now, if you want to do it on the center and not on top of the double crochets, you can go ahead and do it that way. 1, 2, and 3. Come into your single that you started off and close it with a single. Come into the next double crochet. I just think it looks pretty this way. 1, 2, and 3. And then again. So there's nothing much to this except picot, right? Very simple, beginner can do it. So basically the only challenge that we had here was the, try to get this properly in, the chicken feet, as I call them, the little leaves there. That was a challenge to get everything going in one shot. Not doing this properly. Okay, 3. And then into the last double crochet here. So you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We're coming directly where we have the single with a single, and then coming again into the double crochet and create your picot, and then into the next double crochet. Okay, so it's going to be like that. We're going to do that all the way around, and it's about it for this tutorial. I'll have everything in display at the end. Thank you so much, everybody, for all your support, all your beautiful comments. I am so grateful to every single one of you. And for the newcomers, thank you so much for being part of this journey with me. Please give a thumbs up on the video. It's very important to be recognized and to have it circulate quite a bit. The more thumbs we have up, the more the video is recognized and circulated for other people to get to know the channel. Please share and tag me along, or send me a picture if you're creating one of my pieces out of my channel through the Instagram. You can message me there. And I will leave everything below on the description box, and the size of this table runner. You can make it longer, like I said, by adding at the beginning 10 more chain stitch. So thank you, everyone. Big hugs to every single one of you. Please take care of each other, and especially yourself. I will see you soon in the next tutorial. Thank you.